We're going to start out the show with a cupcake I've been making a lot of this summer because, again, they're just fun, they make you smile, and they're really, really easy. Who doesn't like a really great root beer float? I mean, you know, everybody likes a root beer float, right? When's the last time you had one? Well, if it's been a while, why not make my root beer float cupcakes? And we're starting, this is the easiest recipe, and they're just wonderful. And I have to be honest, I got this idea from a viewer who came on the show a few years ago and made a root beer float cake. And I thought, okay, how can we take that, you know, everybody's into cupcakes these days, and turn that idea into cupcakes. So this is going to be fun. Sit back, relax, and we're going to make some super cute root beer float cupcakes. And the recipe starts with a white box cake mix, which, you know me, got to be easy, especially in the summer, so it doesn't get easier than this. Do not follow the instructions on the back of the box, though. We're going to make our own root beer float flavor to this white cake mix. So 1 box of white cake mix. Gotta have my sip of coffee. What was I thinking? Coffee shop was busy today. I think everybody was chilly, so they came in to get hot coffee. And if you like coffee, stick around because we have a really fun announcement that we want to tell you about. Okay, so 1 box of the white cake mix. Then we're doing 1/3 of a cup of oil, 2 eggs, and corrected me, 1/4 of a cup of oil. All right, smarty. 1/4 of a cup of oil, and vegetable oil or canola oil, 2 eggs, and 1 1/4 cup of root beer. We're using the good old Green Bay root beer. Been making it for 100 years. Baumeister, we love it. And you can just screw off the cap, and we're going to do 1 1/4 of a cup. And not only this is going to give it great root beer flavor, it also makes it nice and moist because of the soda in there. So that was easy enough. 1 box of white cake mix, 2 eggs, 1/4 of a cup of oil, and 1 1/4 cup of root beer. All right, I'm going to get this going, and I'm going to share the story that I had from last night because it is crazy. So I fired up the grill, and Bob was mowing the lawn, and I was going to grill some chicken breasts. Levi's out hanging outside on the lawn. Threw the chicken breasts on the grill. Went inside, got on Facebook, started doing some things on the computer, started doing the laundry. About an hour later, I kid you not, I realized, oh my gosh, those chicken breasts I put on the grill an hour ago. Of course, Bob never noticed. He was mowing the lawn that like smoke was pouring out of the grill. Like, hello? You know, he was like so into his lawn thing. Anyway, I go check the grill. There was basically just about nothing left on the grill. They had just disintegrated. I have never in my life done that before. Oh my gosh. I felt like such a crazy lady. And everyone's like, Mom, what's for dinner? I'm like, pasta. Has that ever happened to you? Oh, I haven't done anything like that in years. And then, silly me, forgot to take a picture of it. Because you should, well, there's nothing left to, I mean, imagine. They were on the grill for an hour. I mean, it was, yeah, they were not salvageable, put it that way. Oh boy, that'll teach me. That's how the way the summer's been going, I guess, kind of crazy. Okay, so you can see these kind of get a nice light beige color because of the root beer, and they smell so good. We got these cute little liners, but any type of liners would do, but some cute cupcake liners. And then I love to use the scoop to scoop these in and fill these because, you know, no mess, and it just keeps the drips from getting all over the place. And you know, cupcakes are such a fun thing to make with the kids. Get those kids in the kitchen this summer. If you don't teach them to cook, they're not going to know how. Next thing you know, I'm sending a kid off to college this fall. So get them in there. Summer's a perfect time. You know, they're complaining all the time, I'm bored, what am I going to do? Well, get them in there. The little ones, I started off giving the kids a little drawer, their own little drawer in the kitchen that I just cleared out, a bottom drawer that was like their height, or a little cabinet, and put in, you know, just spoons and spatulas and things like that to get them interested. And I tell you, desserts and cupcakes and things like that are a great way to start. And then the hope is the next time you're making breakfast on a Sunday morning, they'll want to help scramble some eggs. And then the next time you're making dinner, they'll pull up a stool and help with dinner. And then one day you'll come home and they'll be making dinner for you. That's the hope. And it's happening in my house, and I'm loving every minute of it. So I'm telling you, get those kids in the kitchen. And desserts and treats like this are just a great way to start. You know, it teaches them to measure, teaches them to crack eggs, scoop, motor schools, do dishes, exactly. And that's key. My kids are doing lots of chores now that they're out of school. They're doing the laundry, and they're doing a great job, and they feel so proud, you know, when I come home and they're like, the laundry's all done, Mom, and we emptied the dishwasher, and it's great.
But where are your clothes?
That's the other thing. They're doing the laundry. I'm not sure where it's ending up. Can't find anything, but you know what? They're doing the laundry, so good for them. Okay, so in these go, and with cupcakes, you don't want to overbake them. 350, and they do about 18 to 20 minutes, but check them at about 15. Cupcakes, because they're smaller, can get dry, and nobody likes a dried cake or a cupcake. So do the old toothpick test at about 18 minutes. And pull them out and let them cool. And for this recipe, it's very, very important to let them cool because we're going to do a really light whipped frosting. Now, the frosting is just the easiest recipe in the world. We're actually using Dream Whip, which is that powdered whipped topping. And to do 24 cupcakes, you need 4 packets of Dream Whip. We're just going to do half here. And 2 cups of cold root beer. Root beer needs to be cold, so we've got that in the refrigerator. Now, when it comes to making these, it's one of those things that if it's real hot out, you want to keep these in the refrigerator because this is such a nice light whipped topping. So keep that in mind. You can certainly make them ahead of time, but keep them refrigerated if it's warm, or just pipe on that frosting right before you're going to serve it. Now, I just picked up some straws at Festival Foods, and I want to cut these straws into thirds. And again, teaches the kids how to cut and measure what is thirds. They can get a ruler if they need one. Just really fun to keep them busy. And here's the other fun part about this recipe. Remember those root beer barrel candies? Remember those growing up when you were a kid? I love those. Well, we found them. They had them right at Festival, so pick up some of those root beer barrel candies. Now I've got a piping bag here. And a tip, but you could certainly just frost these by hand if you wanted to. And I just want this to get nice and stiff. And while I'm doing this, I wanted to mention quickly that time is running out to get in on our next big night out. We're headed to the Kensington Grill in Appleton, and it's coming up Monday. It is going to be one amazing night. Cash bar starts at 5:30 to 6:30. We'll be having cocktails, and then dinner starts at 6:30. It's a 5-course meal, starting with crab cakes. Then we're going to have a wonderful salad. Then we're doing seared Lake Superior whitefish. Our 4th course is a grilled skirt steak over garlic mashed potatoes with asparagus, and for dessert we're having chocolate creme brulee. It's only $50 per person. That includes the tip, and the meal is paired with several different wines. So call today for reservations. It is going to be one really wonderful night. I can hardly wait. So I hope to see you there next Monday at the Kensington Grill. But you need to call ahead to reserve your spot. The number to call, 920-993-9860. Okay. Our frosting is all whipped, and it smells like root beer, and it's nice and fluffy and light. 2 ingredients, love that. I'm just going to take a spoon, and get it into the piping bag. Now you certainly, like I say, wouldn't have to do this. You could just spread the frosting on, but you know, you really want to look like a rock star and wow everybody. This extra step makes a big difference. And this would be so fun for Father's Day too. Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. If you're doing a cookout, what a fun dessert to bring out at the end of the cookout. This frosting, my kids love this frosting. It's so yummy. Okay. So pile that into your piping bag. Anne, I know you want to try a bite of that frosting, don't you? Yeah, she wants to lick the beater. And there's no dairy in this, so that's kind of nice. Isn't that good? That frosting is delicious. All right, so I got our cupcakes. And I just pipe on that root beer, nice whipped frosting. Like a little cloud. And then you decorate these cupcakes. Got to put a little straw in so they look like a little root beer float, you know. And then the little root beer candies go. The kids can help unwrap the candies and decorate these cupcakes and cut the straws. And they're just really fun. Aren't they cute? My root beer float cupcakes. Recipes on the website. You can also pick them up at any area festival food.